Action!
Yeah. Go!
Okay, hello everybody, this is Amin.
And this is Alex.
And welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About. And I just got back from San Francisco to witness the launch of the Samsung Galaxy S20 series. So obviously in this episode we're going to talk about in full detail the S20, S20 Plus and S20 Ultra. We're going to talk about the specs, we're going to have a breakdown of the specs, the versions that are coming to Malaysia, the operators that are offering the device right now. So obviously when this episode does go out on YouTube and also on podcast, we're also available on podcast. Some of the information might have been updated, but at the time of this recording, this is the latest info that we have. In terms of the specs, I don't think much will change, but operator information might change slightly. But we probably have the most complete information about the Galaxy S20 series right here. And then we're going to chime in terms of the versions that we like, which versions that we're going to, if we are going to get one. I'm going to tell you what version I like, and Alex is going to tell what version he likes. We're going to talk about the pros and cons with regards to what's available as well. So there are certain things that we are getting in Malaysia that I don't agree with. There are certain things I don't think should be available as an option. There are certain things I like. So obviously, I've gotten like only a brief hands-on with the device. I don't have like a full-on time to test the camera and the battery and everything else. So this is kind of like a first impression. So I think Alex also have the same time, right? Not much time, but you've tested the zoom and everything, right?
Yep.
So this is not like a full-on review. It's just like a first impressions kind of thing. It's just a discussion of what's going on with Samsung and what we think of the Galaxy S20. Alright, so that is the show for today. I just want to remind everybody we're available on podcasts wherever you are listening to podcasts. That means Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts coming soon. But all you need to do is just search for us, Soya Chin Chow, and you'll be able to find Let's Talk About on your favorite podcast platforms. So let's get down to the discussion. Okay, Alex, can you give us a breakdown of the Galaxy S20?
Okay, so during the launch in San Francisco, so they unveiled 3 S20 models. So you have the S20, there's no more S10e anymore, replacement. So it's the S20, S20 Plus, and the biggest one is the S20 Ultra. So in the States, they said that, we have the full range of 5G phones, but that's not the case in Malaysia, like you mentioned. So in Malaysia, as well as Singapore, the S20 and the S20 Plus will be available as the LTE variant, so there's no 5G. Okay. But the S20 Ultra comes with 5G.
All right, so let's break that down, right? So there's 3 versions available. What Alex mean by the S10e? So previously, when the Galaxy S10 was launched, there was the S10e, which is like kind of like the
compact flagship.
Yeah, it's a smaller version. The display is not that curved, and the specs was slightly.
You have one less camera.
Yeah, so the specs was slightly reduced. For the S20, they don't have that version, that light version, not light lah.
I would say compact.
Yeah, because there's an S10 Lite, right?
Yeah.
So they don't have an E version.
Yeah.
So it's the S20, S20 Plus, which is bigger, and then the S20 Ultra, which is even bigger. It's 6.9 inch with like 5 cameras. Before we go into the 5G and everything that Alex mentioned about, can you just break down the specs? So what's available in terms of the devices, in terms of the display and the processor and everything else?
The biggest change for the S20 series is all 3 models will have Quad HD Plus display, and they have 120 Hz. So that gives you a smooth, fluid experience when you scroll through your web browser and all that. Yeah. But here's the thing, the 120 Hz is only available in Full HD resolution.
So the device is capable of pushing out Quad HD, which is
like 4 times of Full HD.
4 times of Full HD.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever in a Samsung device, all of the devices are doing 120 Hertz refresh rate, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know out there, the normal refresh rate is about 60
Hertz. Yep.
A lot of other Chinese manufacturers have already been pushing 120, right?
Yeah.
The first one was, do you remember?
I think
it was like a gaming phone, right?
Yeah, there was a ROG phone
Yeah.
by Asus, and then also recently, even the cheaper models like the Redmi K30, Realme X50 in China, they're also pushing 120 Hz as well.
Yeah, so previously with the 120 Hertz, a lot of it was about gaming lah. So I mean, if you don't play games a lot on your phone, I'm not sure whether this refresh rate is going to be important, but I like that they've included it across the range, so it makes it easier to choose. The display size is different as well, so the S20 is 6.5.
The S20 is 6.2, which is bigger than the previous version because the S10 was 6.1, and the S20 Plus is 6.7. That's bigger than the S10 Plus, which was previously 6.4, and S20 Ultra, as you mentioned, 6.9. That's like a tablet size, but it doesn't feel so big because the screen is taller.
Yeah, the aspect ratio now is 20:9. So although it's almost 7 inches, that's like the size of a tablet like maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, or like an iPad mini.
Yeah, like an iPad mini, but it doesn't feel wide because of the aspect ratio. Across the board, all the display panels are the same. It's the Dynamic AMOLED 2X.
2X.
Yeah, so 2X means the refresh rate is
double.
2X lah. So as you would expect in terms of the display, all Samsung devices, I mean all the flagship ones, the displays are like super good lah. So you know that is covered already. You don't have to worry about that. And then the processor, I think across the board is all the same. There are 2 variants available. So there's a Snapdragon 865 processor and the Exynos
990.
The 990. These are all the latest processors, 7 nanometers. So basically, if you don't know what it means in terms of 7 nanometer, the smaller the chip, right? The faster,
the more efficient.
The more efficient the processor. So previous generation processor, last year's processors were all 8 nanometers in general. And there are certain units that are 9 or so, right?
10,
last year lah. So this year, the flagship devices are getting the 7 nanometer processor. So there are 2 variants available, the Snapdragon and the Exynos. Based on my experience using the Samsung Galaxy Fold, I know it's not an apples to apples comparison. And based on what I read, right, the Snapdragon processor is better when it comes to battery consumption. The Exynos has always been, the problem with the Exynos processor has always been battery consumption. It uses a lot of battery power compared to the Snapdragon. The reason why I'm saying this is that all of the Galaxy S20 that is coming to Malaysia will have the Exynos processor, correct?
Yep.
And then we go into the battery, okay. So what batteries do we have? So among the range of Galaxy phones, I believe, okay, Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, the batteries available in the S20, S20 Plus and also S20 Ultra are larger in general compared to its predecessors.
Yep.
In fact, the S20 Ultra has a 5000 milliamp hour battery. That is the largest battery Samsung has ever put in a phone.
Only on a Galaxy S.
Okay.
Because they...
Or on a Galaxy device lah.
Galaxy S device.
Okay.
Because remember there's the Galaxy M series, the cheap and good phone, which they sell exclusively online. So the M20 and M30, they came with 5000 milliamp hour battery as well.
And then also... Okay.
That's a budget phone.
Okay, that was that one. So the largest one on a Galaxy Note, right? The Note 10, 5G was 4500 milliamp hour.
I remember the S10 Plus, the 5G version, that was 4005.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of the Galaxy S, this is the largest battery ever placed in a smartphone. Yep. So the Galaxy S20 has a 4000 milliamp hour battery. S20 Plus has a 4500 milliamp hour battery, and of course the S20 Ultra has a 5000 milliamp hour battery. Okay, then we're gonna go into the cameras. I cannot remember the specs, so Alex, maybe you can take us down this.
Okay, here's the thing, for the S20, right, I think this is the biggest upgrade since the S9.
In terms of everything or the camera?
In terms of camera, because you notice from the S9, that was the first phone that came with a dual camera setup for the S series. So you have the main and there's a telephoto camera. So with this new S20 series, not only they have added more cameras, but they upgraded the telephoto lens.
Yes.
So right now, you have 64 megapixel for the telephoto. The main is still 12 megapixels. So the S20 and S20 Ultra, they are very similar in terms of setup. You got a 12 megapixel camera, which is actually bigger sensor, and you have a 64 megapixel telephoto camera. 64. A telephoto camera that's actually bigger in higher resolution compared to the main camera, which can do 30 times space zoom. So that's actually
digital, is it? Hybrid zoom.
Yeah.
The optical?
Optical, I believe it should be 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, as usual, you also get a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Yeah.
So this is for the S20 and S20 Plus.
Yeah.
The S20 Plus has 3 cameras, right?
Yeah. S20 Plus has an added depth sensor. They call it depth vision, which is basically the 3D TF sensor.
I don't know lah. With regards to the depth sensor, right? The jury is still, for me, I'm still not sure whether it does anything.
Yep.
There are a lot of cameras that don't have the depth sensor. Essentially, it's not really a camera that takes picture. It's just more of a sensor that senses how fast light bounces back
to detect the
to measure the distance in 3D space. The reason why that's available is that the phone will then decide, okay, this is how far the subject is from the camera, and this is how far the subject is from the background, and it will kind of like put in an artificial blur effect to make it nice. And most of the time, this is used for portrait lah, because when you take portrait pictures, you know, it's nicer to have the blurred background. I want Zachary to remember this, so after this, make sure you put an example of a portrait picture lah, okay? So then you can see how it looks like. But for those of you guys who are listening to us on podcasts, maybe you can come and visit soichichi.com, check us out on YouTube later. Okay, why am I elaborating on this? The iPhone 11, for example, iPhone, right? They don't have a depth sensor, but I think the iPhone's bokeh, the blurred background, is much more natural and better.
You use AI to detect.
Yeah, so the TOF also, I mean, Samsung has also mentioned that there is some like AI technology going on with all the new Samsung S20 phones, but I don't see a benefit of having this depth sensor lah, in terms of making the bokeh effect more natural, the blurred effect more natural. In fact, the outline is very, very rough lah. You can like kind of detect. Sometimes the thing gets fooled.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, but okay, to be fair, this is for the previous versions, for the Note 10 and the S10.
S10,
We haven't fully extensively tested the S20. Maybe it's better because I think this is the first time they mention AI in the camera. I don't remember whether in the S10 they've mentioned AI. They have the scene optimizer.
Yeah, the scene optimizer, which is actually AI based, but they didn't specifically mention AI as extensively in this current launch.
Yeah.
But the TOF sensor, there's another feature which I think they kill it off. Remember the Note
10? 3D.
The 3D scanning thing, which that was quite a disaster.
I don't know whether Zachary, again, please remember, put an example of the 3D. So they had like a 3D. So another thing that they did with the TOF the depth sensor was the ability to kind of like scan 3D shapes, and we tried it and it was ridiculously stupid lah.
Yeah, they first said that okay, maybe you need a better lit environment. Yeah. We tried it with like proper sunlight, it still doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
We have some samples. It looks ridiculous. For those of you who are listening to us on podcast, come over to our website. You'll be able to check it out as well. Okay,
sorry, I need to go back again. I made one mistake. The ultra wide angle camera is 12 megapixels. So it's 12 for main, 64 for telephoto, and 12 for ultra wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
12, and 64. So the reason why the telephoto is 64 megapixels is because it does that space zoom thing, right? They didn't mention it in the briefing, they didn't mention it anywhere, but I feel like they are doing this to compete with Huawei. So if you guys remembered, we did a video on the Huawei, what's it called? Super Zoom, right?
Super Zoom, the P30 Pro. I think that actually really pushed the boundaries in terms of how much you can zoom in the phone.
Yeah, so with the P30 Pro, I was like, I think we were all blown away at how good the zoom was. Even though it's kind of controversial because a lot of people are saying that Huawei puts a lot of
AI into it, right?
AI processing, like after the fact processing. So we tried the P30 Pro Super Zoom,
The moon mode specifically.
the moon mode during a full moon, and like we were like blown away at how much detail the phone got from the moon. And after we posted that up, a lot of people were saying that, and there was a lot of stories saying that actually that picture of the moon is not real because the AI kind of like mapped where you were and what portion of the moon that of the moon that we were taking a picture of, and then the AI kind of like filled in the gap.
Yeah. In short, it's like beautification for the moon.
Yeah. But for me, it's like whether it's After Effects or whatever, but if it looks real, I think it's okay lah. I don't know. So okay, back to the S20. I think Samsung is subtly trying to fight Huawei with regards to this.
Yep.
Aside from the moon shot, right? I don't use telephoto that much for my day-to-day photography. I use wide more. I use ultra wide even more. I mean, what do you think of a telephoto lens in a camera?
For me, it's very important, especially if you're covering events a lot. So let's say you don't have a good seat at the event hall. Let's say you sit far away. The telephoto zoom is a lifesaver.
I guess if you go to concerts a lot, maybe you want to use that. But I don't know, man. If you guys are like, okay, why don't you tell us what you think with regards to the cameras? Like, which lens do you use more? Wide, ultra wide, or telephoto?
Why do we need to choose? Why not both?
Okay lah, it's all available. I guess I'll get to my point later. Maybe I'm nitpicking here, but I'll get to the reason why I mentioned all these details. And then the 64 megapixel, it's because when you do the space zoom, right? It's zooming in, not using the lens. It's not a physical zoom. It's zooming in.
Yeah, it's a fixed lens. It's 3 times optical.
Yeah, and it's zooming in using the
it's like sensor cropping
itself lah. So you crop, and then so they were saying that the AI processing and the lens and the phone and everything makes it possible for you to lose less detail when you're zooming in. I tried it. Have you tried it?
I tried it. Yeah.
What do you think?
I was blown away. So it's very similar to Huawei.
Yeah.
I think what's more impressive is actually the S20 Ultra. Because it's not just about the results, but how it's being captured. Because I think Samsung has really nailed the telephoto zooming experience in terms of interface.
Like the implementation, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you use the Huawei P30 Pro, when you try to zoom in something very close, like you could just lose the subject. Like for example, when we try to capture the moon, once you found the moon, if you move a bit, okay, we lose a shot. Like okay, then you don't know how do I get back to the moon.
Because it's like so zoomed
it's
in.
so zoomed in.
Right?
So what Samsung has done is they have like a small little like a viewfinder.
Like a viewfinder, yeah.
Yeah. So that gives you a perspective. Okay, so the moon's over here, so you can actually frame your shot easier while keeping that maximum zoom.
And then I also like that the transition between the ultra wide to the wide and to the telephoto is like seamless.
You don't get a sudden like jerky step.
Yeah. So the problem was previously when cameras had like 3 lenses and all that stuff, when phones had 3 lenses, right? The problem was when you tap on like wide and then you go to ultra wide, it's like an on-off switch. I don't know how to describe it. It's like
you can tell that it's switching different cameras.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's being captured from a single unit.
Yeah,
It
so
seems to be like that.
When you zoom in, it feels like you're actually like zooming in. It's like you're. Okay, if you're using a camera, right, with a zoom lens, right, when you turn the
lens barrel,
lens, right, it slowly goes closer to the subject, right. So it feels like that. Okay, so this is not novel. It's not new. Apple did it with the iPhone 11.
Yep.
But for Android, Samsung is the first one to be able to implement this kind of processing.
Yeah.
And then we go to the S20 Ultra. So they are still the same 4 cameras, not the same 4 cameras, there are 4 cameras.
Yep.
The same TOF sensor, the same depth sensor.
Yep.
But the 3 other cameras are different, right?
2 cameras specifically.
Okay.
So firstly, on the main camera, 108 megapixels. 108. That's
That's
massive.
the main camera.
That's the main camera.
Okay,
108.
okay,
That's
okay.
freaking huge. And this is different. Some people might say that it's the same as Xiaomi, but it's actually different. So it's a custom sensor. for Samsung. So unlike the Xiaomi unit, so this has like a 9 pixel binning.
Yes,
so 9 in 1.
They call it Nona binning. Okay,
yes.
wait. So the Xiaomi, what Xiaomi phone had the 108
The
sensor?
Mi Note 10 and also the Mi 10.
Is it manufactured by Samsung as well?
It's manufactured by Samsung, but this is a different sensor.
All right. So if people tell you that this is the same sensor as the Xiaomi one,
It's different.
It's not. So this is dedicated only for Samsung devices because the 108 sensor on the Xiaomi's cannot do this thing called Nona binning.
Yeah.
So Nona binning is so previously. I think the most we had was four sensor information of 4 pixels on the camera sensor was combined to become one big pixel. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you imagine like a square, right, and the edges of the square are pixels, right? So they would combine the information you get from all the 4 sensors to become
4 pixels.
4 pixels to become one megapixel, one big pixel.
One larger pixel.
Yeah. For the 108 megapixel camera on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, it combines 9. And what is the benefit of that?
Firstly, you have a bigger pixel size, and that results brighter photos. So you're going to get better night shots.
For low light?
Yeah, low light.
And then some more?
I think that's about it. That's a key main feature of why you combine pixels.
Basically, combining 9 small pixels into one big pixel, the benefit is, number one, you capture more data in the imagery.
Yep.
It helps with, number one, low light condition, and number two, when you're zooming in. So one of the other benefit of the Galaxy S20 series is this thing called single shot, where when you press the button, right, the phone will take, I think, 12 or 13 different pictures and with different effects. There's like a portrait effect, a black and white effect, like a boomerang kind of effect, like a speed up kind of effect, and the 108 megapixel allows you to do that. The other thing is you are allowed to you can crop. So let's say if you take a picture and there's like certain things you don't want to be in the picture, for old phones, when you crop in, right, that means when you try to like close up onto like a smaller portion of the image, right, it will become blur.
Yeah.
But with the 108 megapixel camera, I'm not saying that it's not going to be blurred, but the results are like quite remarkable lah.
And because the sensors is pretty huge. It's like 1/1.3 inch, so it's bigger than your previous sensors, which is about 1/1.2 something. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, I think what we're trying to say is that the camera on the Galaxy S20 Ultra is a serious piece of kit lah. Okay, so after the 108 megapixel camera, we have the
telephoto.
Yes.
So the telephoto is 48 megapixel, but don't be fooled by the smaller number. Don't think that 48 means it's not as good as the S20 64. Because this is actually like a periscope camera system.
Yep.
So it can push up to 100 times zoom in digital and optical zoom in up to 10 times. To put that in perspective, we compare with other smartphones like the Huawei P30 series, they are like 5 times optical zoom, and they can do up to 50 times digital zoom. So this doubles it. And then of course,
I'm gonna check on this iPhone how much zoom I have.
2 times.
Yeah, so this one has 2 times, and then if I go digital, it's only 10 times.
Yep.
So the Galaxy S20 Ultra has 10 times optical and 100 times digital. Hybrid or whatever you want to call it lah.
They call it space zoom for marketing purposes.
Yeah, okay. So when I was at the launch, I went to there was an experiential zone, right? So to demonstrate the 100 times zoom, right, what they did was, so there was like a globe the size of a basketball, and then on that globe was like a pin, like a normal pin, like a pin that you pin on boards, right? Yeah. So it was stuck on the US or something. And then 20 feet away was the Galaxy S20 Ultra. And what they did was, they said, okay, you look at the camera, like look at the phone, and then the guy that demoed the thing, right, press zoom 100, right, and it went all the way at the globe, and you could see like the pin like super clearly, and that was like really amazing for me lah. Again, I think this is like a pot shot to Huawei that Samsung can do this. The benefit is that the transition is now so much smoother. The usage of the zoom is so much, like Alex mentioned, right? There was like a viewfinder, so you don't get lost in terms of like looking at where you needed to look. And I think in terms of like Android devices, again, this is not a review and this is not the final word, but I think the Galaxy S20 has like the best set of cameras available in the market right now.
And to add on that, right, when you zoom, right, another thing I love, which I forgot to mention, is that when you try to zoom in, right, there's presets of every single incremental, like 0.5, 1, I think 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100.
Yep.
So that's very convenient.
Yeah, so previously, I mean, if you look at your cameras now, if you have an iPhone or if you have a
Huawei phone,
Huawei or whatever, right, there's like usually like 3 increments.
like 1, 3, 5, and then the next one you need to do it manually.
Yeah, they have 0.5 and then 1 and then 3
5.
or 5 or 10 or whatever. But Samsung has much more. I think they put in like a good deal of detail in how you use the camera. So the camera interface is much smoother now. We went through the display, we went through the cameras, battery, processor, and then RAM, right? So there's 8 gigs of RAM.
So for the S20 and S20 Plus, it comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. For the S20 Ultra, you're getting 12 gigs of RAM and also 128 gigs of storage.
Okay, I just want to point out, these are the Malaysian versions. In terms of what Samsung have in terms of like the versions available, there are actually a lot of other RAM and storage options. For the S20, there's a 8,
there's a 12 gigs version.
8 and 12 gig, 128 only.
Yep.
And then for the S20 Plus, there's a 8 and 12 as well, plus 128, 512 in terms of storage. And then for the Galaxy S20 Ultra, there's 12 and 18.
16 gigs.
12 and 16.
Yeah.
And then there's a storage option of 128, 256, 128, 512, and 1 terabyte. So the ones that are coming to Malaysia, the S20 is 8 gigs, S20 Plus is 8 gigs also.
8 gigs of RAM. Yep.
And then S20 Ultra is
12 gigs
12
of RAM.
gigs. Okay,
Yep.
the 12 gigs is good. I mean, 8 gig, RAM depends lah. If you use a lot of processors, whatever. I personally do not have a problem with RAMs on devices. So I don't really need a lot of RAM. I don't do gaming. I just take a lot of pictures, read a lot of emails, go through a lot of decks and documents. So not really a heavy user.
But what you do get is LPDDR5 RAM, which is much faster.
Yeah. So previously is LPDDR4. So you get the fastest RAM you can ever get in a Samsung device. A lot of the things that you get are like super upgraded lah. All these are like upgraded new stuff. Nothing from the old phones
S10,
are carried into the new ones.
Even the storage as well is UFS 3.
Yeah.
So it's much faster storage.
Yeah. So, but the problem is, okay, I don't mind the S20 Ultra. Okay, in Malaysia, right? Okay, this is the problem. In Malaysia, the S20 Ultra is priced at
4,999 ringgit.
Okay, 4,000, almost 5,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the S20 Plus.
3,999 ringgit.
Okay, 3,000.
999.
4,000
So
lah.
4,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the S20.
3,599.
Okay. Across all these devices, the storage is 128.
Yep.
So if I'm paying 3,600, right?
Yep.
For the S20, right? I don't mind the storage is 128 because the SIM card is a hybrid SIM lah. That means you can either put 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and a micro SD card.
Up to 1 terabyte.
Yes. All the phones, S20, S20 Plus, S20 Ultra, support micro SD card up to 1 terabyte. So you can expand, not a problem there. The S20 Plus also has 128 gigs. And we're paying 4,000 ringgit. I have a problem with that.
Same here as well. It's like, this is supposed to be a high-end flagship, and we're giving 128. It's like, if you look at the competitors, right, like Huawei, Oppo, Xiaomi, right, you're going to be spending more than 3,000 ringgit, they'll give you 256 gigs at least, 256 at least, not 128.
And then the problem is compounded when you go to the Ultra. So the Ultra has everything.
Amazing cameras. You can shoot 8K videos.
Yep. I think the S20 and S20 Plus also can shoot 8K, right?
Yeah, they can as well.
They can shoot 8K videos. Okay, amazing camera, high refresh rate on the display, everything you ever need. DDR5 RAM, UFS 3 memory, everything is like the best. And then the Malaysian version, it comes with only 128 gigs. I have a problem with that because previously the highest version of the S10 which is the S10 Plus came with
256 gigs minimum.
You could choose, right? There are two options, right?
At the time of launch, there's two options, 256 and 512.
Okay.
And then I think about a month later, they introduced the 1 terabyte version.
So you could choose all the way up to 1 terabyte. Maybe Samsung is going to make the higher memory version available at a later date. Maybe, but I don't understand the logic, because if I'm paying 5,000 ringgit for a phone, I expect it to have at least 512 gigs of storage. I don't want to buy additional storage.
Yep.
And then we talked about it, right? You could expand the storage to 1 terabyte.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's going to be a micro SD card, and the performance won't be as good as a UFS 3.
Yeah.
Especially when you're shooting 8K videos.
Yeah. It's not going to be as good, especially when you're like trying to pull out pictures or videos or whatever. That's going to be a problem.
And even at cost-wise, right? So I did a check on Lazada. I can get a SanDisk Extreme Pro 1 terabyte, and it's going for 1,849 ringgit for 1 TB.
So if I want to like maximize the storage, right, 1 terabyte plus 128 for the S20 Ultra, I'm gonna pay almost 7,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing: it's available 5G. It's available in the 5G version. So in Malaysia, you get the S20 Ultra, 12 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, plus 5G. You guys can tell me if you're watching this or you're listening to this. Okay, you can just put in the comment, right? I don't think I need 5G. I don't know any networks that are available in that have 5G commercially available. And even if they do, it's going to be available like much later down the year, probably in June. Latest. No, latest. Earliest.
It's going to be Q3. So the earliest you can get, I would say, is probably August. Yeah.
Okay. Earliest, and then coverage is going to be a problem. It's not available now, so why do you have a device that has the capability to use a network that's not available now? I don't understand. I would rather not have 5G and have 512 gigs of storage.
Okay, there's two ways to look at it. Okay, I agree with you, it takes time to roll out, but we need to start somewhere. It's like, look at 4G, for example.
But start when the network is available lah.
Okay, the thing is, they will need to mass produce this thing to bring the price down. So it's good for them to start now, make sure the chips are ready, and just bundle it in.
Okay, but they also have the non-4G versions, non-5G versions available.
Yep.
If it was me, right, I would be able to make the 4G versions available now, right? And then when the 5G version is available, I can probably run a campaign, right? I can run a second wave of S20 launches.
You know what?
At the same time, there's the Note 20 that's going to come out. That could be 5G.
Okay, if someone's going to do that for the S20, right, I'll be very pissed, because I'm going to tell from my experience. When the S4 was launched, when the S4, Galaxy S4 was launched, right, they came with a 3G version only in Malaysia. There was an Exynos processor.
Okay.
So I got it, I think it was 2199, not mistaken. And then I got that one. And then 6 months later, we brought the 4G version, a Snapdragon processor for 2499 with double the storage. My goodness.
Okay, you were pissed off lah.
Yeah. If you're going to launch the device, right, give the best you can right now. Because it's going to be expensive. You're going to make investment. And if you're going to buy a phone, right, they're going to stick with it for 2 years. And by 2 years, I think there are some, there should be substantial 5G coverage by then. But what I'm saying is that in terms of device manufacturers...
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, for me, I think device manufacturers should make 5G a standard, If you're going to make a new phone, make it 5G, a standard across the board. Don't give like some no 5G, some 4G.
I guess you're right. I kind of like disagree, but I cannot counter that argument. But I cannot also, if we have to trade off, right? Okay, let me ask you this. If we have to trade off, right, would you rather having 5G and 128 or not having 5G and 512?
Why not both?
No, if you have to choose.
I have to choose. Of course, I'll go for 5G.
What? Why?
Future proof.
But not having...
I don't mind paying extra to have 5G and more storage. Because if you're going to invest a phone, right, how much extra will it make? $500? That's like how many percent of the price of the phone? I'm coming from my own experience with the S4.
I cannot believe 5G will be significant by the time this phone... By the time the network is available, I cannot counter your argument, but I cannot see 5G being significantly available for me to warrant having 5G in the phones.
I think it's good to have something that's future-proof.
Obviously lah, I mean, that's the easy option. Now you have to choose either one. You cannot choose both. Either one. You rather have 5G.
Yeah, I rather have 5G. If I'm buying an S20.
No, I'm talking about the Ultra now.
Ultra? Ultra, for Ultra, if you're going to get for Ultra, it's all for about the camera. If you're going to take lots of photos, lots of video, then I definitely need the storage.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you guys this, the viewers, right? How many times have you guys ran out of space? I'm not talking about pictures that you take. Most of the time, we ran out of space because of what?
Videos.
From where?
Shooting videos?
No, from WhatsApp. Everybody ran out of space from WhatsApp. I'm telling you right now, that's the problem.
Not much lah.
Because you know why? A lot of people are not noobs but people forget, right? When you download WhatsApp, right? When you download WhatsApp in a new device, right? It automatically sets up to download automatically. And every time some idiot sends you pictures, whatever, right? It downloads automatically. But at that time, right? You realize, hey shit, my storage is full. And then you gotta like, delete all this crap. Sometimes like, if people share the same pictures again and again and again, it just eats up space like nobody's business. I think it's okay lah. We're up in the air right now. You guys tell me which one do you want? 5G or storage? I think it's storage lah.
Okay, personal experience, I'm using the iPhone 11 Pro Max.
This is 64.
This is 64 gig, right? I still can have my WhatsApp. Everything is inside here.
Because you stop the automatic download.
Yeah, so automatic downloads.
And then you clean it up periodically, right?
Not really. And I shoot a lot of videos.
Because you have iCloud.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem. Samsung has Samsung Cloud available in Malaysia, but you cannot purchase additional storage.
You only get 15 gigs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's annoying because I have like my Note 10.
Your S Pen notes, right?
You cannot back it up?
You cannot back it up, yes.
Unless you delete.
Yes, same here.
So that's the problem. I cannot back it up to a Samsung Cloud. And then you can say, why don't you back it up to a Google Drive or whatever. I just have too many clouds. For what I do, my system is like this. If I have a Samsung phone, I use the Samsung Cloud. If I have an iPhone, I use the iCloud.
Yep.
Everything else, for my like computer and stuff like that, I will use my whatever clouds lah, my Google Drive or whatever. So I don't want all my clouds to be mixed up. That's how I organize my stuff lah. That's the problem I have with this device. Okay, we were talking about cameras and telephotos and whatever, right? Why I brought all those up is because of this. So obviously, there's really nothing much wrong with the Galaxy S20 series.
Except for the storage.
Exactly!
Yes.
Why did Samsung shoot themselves in the foot? Why can't they just make the 512 available? And I'm like, oh shit, it's only $499 with 512 and 5G? For sure I'll get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, alamak, 128 only? And 5G, okay lah, I think I should get that lah, but why can't they make the decision easy like that? We go back to the time when we talked about the Apple 11 series when they came out, right? And I was saying like how good Apple was in terms of segmenting their devices. If you are on a budget, you don't miss anything out because the the iPhone 11 had the wide angle and the telephoto, right?
The 11 has the wide angle only, no telephoto, but you get the same main camera that can shoot the same awesome 4K videos at 60 frames per second.
Ultra wide and wide.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
That's good enough, yeah.
And they have storage options all the way to 512.
Oh, for the 11 up to 256.
Okay,
yeah,
that's okay.
which is okay, yeah.
That's better than 128.
Yeah.
And then you had the 11 Pro, which was like had all the cameras and a bigger display. Yeah. And then the Pro Max, which has like a bigger display.
Yeah.
And all that had storage options.
Yeah. 64, 256, 512.
Okay, and then Apple was supposed to be like the one that simplified all the products, right? They have more options than Samsung.
Yeah, and also the thing is, if they can do it with the S10 Plus, right? S10 Plus, you can put 256 gig minimum. Because I want to look for the ultimate tool in my pocket,
Yep.
and you're only giving me 128. Why?
Yeah. Don't ask me, man. You wanted the 5G version.
I want 5G. For me, it's future-proof. I'm going to invest something, I need something that's fast also. But at the same time, the storage. Like for me, it's like, okay, if you're going to charge $5,000, right? Even though you're going to charge 5,500, fine. But the thing is, your flagship, the highest option, you must give it the best.
I don't mind not having 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte is overkill.
Yeah, 256 minimum. Minimum
No,
256.
no minimum. 512 is the sweet spot. It should be that. Okay, I don't understand why they are limiting the SKUs here.
Singapore had the same issue as well. S20, S20 Plus, 128, 128.
Singapore, never mind lah. They can buy iPhone lah.
No, because Singapore used to have more options than Malaysia, remember? Last time, like, I think S4, S5, right? Singapore had more options, and in Malaysia, you're stuck with one. Okay, 32 gig storage, like, what? You're stuck.
What is a surprise to me in terms of options, right? The S10. Okay, usually when a new Samsung flagship comes out, right, the old one gets phased out, it's discontinued. But the S10, it will be available for sale
at a lower price.
and it coexists with the S20.
I wonder where they get the idea from. But here's the problem though.
If you don't know, it's Apple lah. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
But here's the problem though. If they reduce the price of those S10, S10 Plus,
Yep.
and S10es, right? What happened to the S10 Lite? Because there's so many devices, variants, and then of course you can reduce the official pricing, right? And then again, the dealers will drop the price further. There's so many products, and like you said, it's not clear cut like Apple.
Yeah, it's not clear cut.
It's not clear cut.
Yeah, because I guess if you are looking for the S20, right, and you're upgrading from a S8 or S9, right, yeah, sure, get the 20. But you don't also lose out if you get the S10. Essentially, you're kind of like cannibalizing the sales lah.
Correct.
If I don't make the S10s available, right, people who are from the S20, the older S, the 7s, 8s, and 9s, right? Okay, maybe 7. Okay, they probably be somebody still using 7s. But if you're from 9, you want to upgrade, right? Automatically, you can go to the S20. You don't have to consider the 10.
Also, another thing to consider is that I think they're doing like a pricing game, because right now we look at the whole pricing segment, right? So S20, Note 10s are like 3,000 ringgit and above. So there's a gap between 2,000 and 3,000 ringgit. So I think this way they want to just flood that space with S10s.
It's just going to be confusing, man.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the ground, right, it's going to be like the reseller. The reseller is going to tell you which one to get, because they're going to say, oh, stock not available lah, whatever lah. And they're going to just probably sell you the biggest margin. And if the S10 is the biggest margin for them right now, you're stuck, man. It's going to be difficult lah. I mean,
it's going to be messy. And some more S10s, right, there's so many options which the S20 doesn't have. Use the 128, 256. Yeah.
We're going to like the variants now, right? So S20, S20, 20 Plus, 20 Ultra. The other thing I didn't like, aside from the storage on the S20 Ultra, is that the color options.
Yeah, they're quite lame actually.
So yeah, they are.
I think the S10 looks better.
The most beautiful color I've ever seen on a Samsung device is the Note 10 in that Aurora, whatever that is, color.
The silver Aurora thing.
Yeah, that is the...
It's called the Aura Glow.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Marcus.
Marcus, yes.
The Aurora Glow.
The Aura Glow.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, Aura Glow. Yeah.
But the thing is, no buts. Okay, that is the most beautiful color. I don't know why that's gone. Now it's like plain pink, plain blue, and plain grey.
And black or black and
black, which is like the most boringest color.
Is it a ceramic version?
No, there's no ceramic version. Okay, never mind lah. Not a big deal. I don't lose out on the ceramic version. Okay, color is an issue. I think we all agree on that. The other problem is the camera bump on the S20 Ultra. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's huge. But then again, it's a statement, right? Look at me, I have 100 times zoom. Isn't that what all photocentric cameras do?
No, the camera thing is already ugly. I mean, okay, what do you think of the camera, whatever that is?
I think that
was it the
that
camera
design,
array lah?
The rectangular camera array. I think it's overused for 2020. It's very hard to differentiate. I think the biggest issue right now is it's hard to tell the S20 series from the rest, because back then, right, the Note series and S series, you can tell it apart based on the array. I think when they come out with the S10, I think they did a good job by having it like in a how would say landscape format, and then on a Note make it vertical. Now it looks like all phones are using the same thing. Even the A series uses the same camera bump design. So imagine you're buying an S20, right? And your friend say, "Hey, Is that the new A71?
Yeah. and then I think Pixel also had that square bump thing, right?
Yeah. And then Honor has the same thing for the V series. Vivo has it as well.
Yeah. And then okay, you guys are like, oh, you know, I mean, when you talk about the camera bump, it's a small thing lah. Just put a casing over it lah. Here's the thing: this camera bump, right? Okay, without the case, right? Okay, number one, you need a thick case.
Yeah.
If you get in the Ultra. Number two is if the case doesn't support it properly, right? You're gonna damage the
camera,
glass
yes.
around the rectangle, the where the camera sits. It's a risk. Okay, it doesn't happen a lot, but I don't know. Okay, then you're gonna ask me, is there like a better way to do this? I don't know, but I don't see why the camera bump has to be this
So
big
huge.
lah. Okay, maybe I'm nitpicking here. Okay, does it take away from the fact that this is like probably the best S20? I wrote an article. Okay, it's like in my article, my headline was it's perfection in the form of a smartphone, and I stick to that. In this respect, perfection is relative lah. In terms of what you can get in the market right now, right, nothing comes close to what the S20 can offer in terms of hardware and software. With
And
regards
ecosystem as well.
yeah, and ecosystem. With regard to software, I wanted to elaborate was the ecosystem itself. Okay, maybe Alex, you can share what you think of that.
I think something that's unique to Samsung is like, you know, Samsung Knox, the security ecosystem.
Yeah.
At least you can trust it, like, you know, my things going to be safe. And also another nice feature is Samsung Pay, which I can't leave without.
Yeah, so the ecosystem, Alex is right. Knox is a huge deal for me. I only trust two device manufacturers with regards to my personal data, and that is Apple and Samsung when it comes to phones, both of these devices. Apple because they are secure. They don't have like a brand name for the security features, but they are secure. I can tell you that. Knox on Samsung is secure as well. It is defense grade, enterprise grade, and government grade. Knox is approved by the US government, the Chinese government, the European agency, and everything else in between to be able to use in those environments. So if you are working for the European government, the American government, and the Chinese government, the phones that they authorize for you to use are only the iPhone and the Samsung with Knox. So if privacy is a big deal for you guys, right, only these two phones is huge. The problem is with iPhones, obviously they are expensive, but with Samsung, I think the cheaper versions like the Galaxy
A51,
A's and the
A51.
S, Lights and all that, right, all have Knox built in. And so that's a big deal for me. If it's not for you guys, you need to really consider the information that you put in your phone. I don't trust phones, okay, off topic a bit, but I don't trust phones like Huawei. I don't trust any of the Chinese phones, to be honest. So I don't have my data in a Xiaomi phone or in an Oppo phone or in a Oppo, Vivo, whatever lah. It's either an iPhone or a Samsung lah. Right? What am I talking about again? Okay, it's perfect. The phones, the Galaxy S20 is perfect. Aside from the memory. When I wrote that, I didn't know what specs will be available in Malaysia.
Yeah, because you assume that it's going to be like the S10, right? They give multiple options up to 1 terabyte.
Yeah, and so confident is Samsung of the capability of the cameras of the S20, right? They actually shot the whole event, the whole unpack event using Samsung Galaxy S20. So in terms of camera capabilities, right, I think you should be okay. There shouldn't be anything wrong. Performance and all that shouldn't be anything. What is going to be a proving point for me is battery life. I hope the Exynos 990 is better. I hope. I don't know. Check out our review on Strange.com. We haven't gotten the devices yet, but when we do, we'll talk about that. I want to talk about operators that are already offering the device. Okay, Alex, can you break us down on the prices and offerings from telcos for the Galaxy S20?
I don't remember the actual bundle price for every single telco, but I can tell you which telcos are offering it. So Maxis, Celcom, and DG, they all offer installment plans.
Okay.
But if you want to get it on a normal plan, it's available on Maxis, Celcom, and Yes.
What do you mean by normal plan and installment plan?
Installment plan is basically that you pay the device on a monthly basis.
Okay.
You don't pay huge money upfront.
Okay.
The standard contract plan is whereby you need to pay like a subsidized device price, and also you must pay like an advance payment, like a normal contract.
You pay the device upfront lah?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. So it's either you pay the device upfront or you pay it through the
Installment,
contract lah?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And surprisingly, U-Mobile is not included in the pre-order round, which is weird.
Maybe not yet lah. So pre-order is available now.
Until the 26th.
Now, as in now, like today, which is like what is the date?
Actually started on 12th of February. Yeah. So until 26.
And then the blue color is out of stock already or something like that.
The black color.
Black color is out of stock.
By the time you get this video, I think it's going to be different.
Yeah, by the time you get the video, probably everything else is out of stock.
Yeah.
With regards to the pre-order, you get a free Galaxy Buds
Plus.
Buds Plus.
Yeah, that's a new one with a longer battery life. It's like 11 hours per charge.
And better sound apparently.
Yeah.
So we haven't tested it yet, but I'm disappointed because the Buds Plus does not have ANC. Its closest competitor, the AirPods Pro, already have ANC. It's not as great as the Sony's WF-1000XM3s, but they still have ANC, like active noise cancellation. And then of course you have the WF-1000XM3s, which have the best active noise cancellation for true wireless stereo headphones. So I don't know why the new version of the Buds does not have ANC.
But the improvement will be sound quality, but that's yet to be proven.
I don't know, we haven't tested it. Okay, so the S20 Plus will have the Buds free. No, S20 don't
Plus.
have.
S20 don't have. S20 Plus and S20 Ultra. So here's the thing. So with this pre-order promotion, right, why would you bother with S20? Because think about it, S20 is 3,599. S20 Plus is 3,999, so that's like 400 ringgit difference. But if you get the smaller one, you lose out on the Galaxy Buds Plus, which is worth 599 ringgit. So I would suggest forget the S20 and get the S20 Plus, bare minimal.
I don't know lah. This pricing waterfall thing with the Samsung is a bit weird lah.
And you notice one thing? There's not much freebies compared to last time.
Yeah, you don't even get a free screen replacement.
No extended warranty. So what I don't see any mention about the extended warranty. One-time screen protection, no free power bank or wireless charger. It's only
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Samsung always does this. After the pre-order, there's going to be a sale.
There's always a roadshow,
yes,
correct?
And there might be like a different offer for the roadshow.
Yeah, but typically you get a pretty good deal on the pre-order time.
The pre-order should be better than the roadshow lah.
Roadshow normally is better because there's more effort. You need to go and queue up. But at least the pre-order should be pretty decent. Last time you can get the wireless charger, I think additional case or something like that, additional cable, but I don't get that anymore.
It's weird. And then I think when the roadshow comes around, maybe you already know this by the time this show comes out. But I like when the Note 10 was available, they did two things. They either buy one and get 1,000 ringgit off the second unit, or buy now, or was that the pre-order? When you buy now, you get free upgrade to the 512.
Yeah, just pre-order. You get the storage bump.
Yeah, they could have just... See, if they had more storage options, they could do that.
Yeah, this is what they did. They buy the 256, get a 512 gig. You get that nice jump.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is weird. Anyway, I think this doesn't discount the fact that the S20 series is the best phone that Samsung has ever made. It's just the situation is weird that this having the S10 available for sale at the same time as the S20 is a problem, number one. I think they're doing it because they didn't sell enough S10s, so they still have to continue to chase sales numbers for that. And then the S20 in terms of the tiering is tak ngam lari a bit because it's not so easy for me to get. Like you mentioned lah, why should I get the S20 for 400 ringgit less when I pay 400 ringgit more, I get free buds. But then maybe I don't want the buds, but then it's free, maybe I want them.
You can just sell it off. It's 599.
Yeah, so it's probably the same, right? I don't know lah. Why is Samsung doing this? And then the Ultra does not have 512 gigs. That's a problem. What were we supposed to cover? Did we cover everything?
I think you covered pretty much everything.
I felt like... Okay, if you are getting plans, right, my advice for you is stay away from the DG plan.
Yeah, if you're a new user. Yeah, if you're a new user. Because DG is a bit weird. I think you've probably seen this on soychincharger.com. So DG has this installment plan. So they're the only telco that offers the installment plan for new subscribers. Because on Celcom and Maxis, the Zevolution, the Easy Phone plan is only given to the existing users because they know the credit rating, you're a good paymaster. But DG is the only one that offers to new subscribers.
So, to new subscribers. So on other telcos, you need to be at least 6 months.
1 year.
A user of the telco for at least 6 months. This is to avoid people from running away with the device. Fair enough. And it's good that Digi is offering this to new customers. Okay, that's kind of cool. What is the problem?
The problem is this is supposed to be an installment plan, but instead, when you want to sign up, right? Okay, you see the device plan is like 83 ringgit for the phone per month. Okay, it's cool. The plan is 190 ringgit. Okay, still bearable. But when it comes to the advance payment, basically the upfront payment, they ask you to pay 3,000 bucks. So it's like, if you can pay 3,000 bucks, like
Upfront?
you don't need installment.
Yeah, why don't you just buy this device outright? Don't need contract already. Okay, you pay 3,000 bucks upfront, right? But okay, to be fair, the upfront is rebated back to your account lah.
Yeah, but that defeats the purpose of installment plan. The reason why you want to go installment plan because you don't have much cash right now to buy the phone.
Yeah, you don't have money. It's like, okay, I want to spread the amount across 12 months or 24 months.
But to be fair, the guys at Digi reached out to me and they say that the reason why they're doing this is because there's no way for them to check online whether a person's eligible or not.
You can check CTOS and all that. What? That's what all other operators do. Did you tell them that?
Yeah, but the thing is they can't do it on the website because it's done through a back-end system. So what they're going to do is they're going to offer that if you walk into their stores.
So did we update our article on that?
Yeah, we posted already. You can check out searchengine.com. But this is only available after the pre-order.
No lah, it's dumb lah.
For me, it's like, if you know it's not going to work, don't bother offering it to new subscribers.
Yeah,
it's
just,
like
just don't bother lah. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's probably the reason why Celcom and Maxis are not offering it because it's going to be.
Is it available on like this Easy Phone and Evolution 360
it is.
and all that? So all those are available. So
but for only existing subscribers only.
There's nothing outstanding lah in terms of like the installment plans.
Yeah,
except for Digi, which is like outstanding for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, as usual, if you want to get, my advice is if you want to get a device on contract, the best value is always go for the standard contract because if you calculate the cost, right, you get more subsidy from it.
Yeah, my advice is don't go on contract.
Okay, the thing is, here's my advice. If you're happy with Telco, go ahead. You don't plan to change, get the extra savings from Telco. Let your Telco pay part of your phone. If
okay, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
But that's only if you're very confident that your Telco is going to be, going to be good for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I agree with Alex, but I don't. Okay lah, you're right. But I don't have any buts. He's right. If you're happy with your telco, go for it. Go on a contract. The problem is like, okay, if I go on a 12 months or 24 months, you can go on a is there a 12-month contract?
Now it's all 24 months.
For Celcom, got
24 months.
Yeah,
all 2 years.
24 is too long, man. Can I change my phone after 12 months?
Some of them do. Some installment plans they do offer that. Like Digi also offer that. There's an easy swap thing. Celcom, I believe there's also something similar as well.
But like got extra charges lah because I kinda con with Maxis like in the most terrible way when I subscribed to like the Zerolution thing.
To be fair, you're supposed to swap your phone in 24 months, but you didn't change because of the Note 7.
Not my fault. The Note 7. I mean, I prefer to change my phone every 12 months lah.
Yeah.
We talk about like you don't need to change your phone so often and all that, but I just like to change my phone every 12 months because I want the newest things. So now there's no option to change for 12 months.
No. For Celcom, sorry, for Zerolution, they don't offer that anymore.
Celcom?
Celcom, I believe there's something for 24 months. Yeah, but I haven't got any detail
but
yet.
Got
because
extra charges and all that lah, right?
There's extra charges if you swap before, but after like a certain period, I believe it's 18 months. I'm not too sure exactly, but do check it out because Nick has a deep dive onto the telco plan. So
does he have that? Does he have that ready now or?
He's not even here.
No, I mean like when the article is that article ready now?
At the time recording, no, but maybe when this thing is out, it could be out already. Yeah.
Okay. What did I wanted to say just now? Yeah. So back to my advice: don't go on contract. Then you can change your phone anytime. No, can I keep the phone for the easy swap? Cannot, right? I have to give
swap.
back.
Yeah.
No man. I don't know why I like to keep my phones.
Yeah, if you keep your phone, don't go for the swapping plan lah. Just go for the normal contract plans.
But I have to go for 24 months.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you can sell the phone.
Huh? Sell the phone?
Yeah,
but it's still on contract, ma. I cannot get a new phone.
You cannot get a new phone contract. Yeah,
then I sell my phone. Then what do?
Just get outright lah. You see, you like buy outright so much, right?
That's what I say. No need to go on contract. Okay. Happy with your telco? Go with your telco. Go with the contract. Just some caveat there. It's 24 months. Okay, you don't get to change your phone in the next 12 months if you have a problem with that. Now, last on the list. Which Galaxy S20? Okay, would you get a Galaxy S20? Range, which one?
I'll definitely go for the best one, S20 Ultra.
So you would get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would get it too. S20 Ultra. Hey, we forgot to talk about the. Okay, before that, okay, why you go for the Ultra?
Because of the camera setup. I mean, super impressed with the camera capabilities.
Alah, then that means you just like it for what I want to say. It's hype, ma. You know, okay, like you just told me you use Zoom a lot, right?
Yeah, exactly. I use them a lot.
You like the camera, lah.
Yeah, and
do you shoot 8K a lot?
I'm always shooting 4K on my iPhone.
Yeah, here's the problem. Here's the thing. You always shoot with your iPhone because you always edit with your iPhone. So you shoot with your. If you get an S20, you shoot with the S20, man.
I can shoot S20 and then pass to Zach and ask him to edit for me. But then again, yeah, that's another thing that I'm looking forward to Samsung, because Samsung, right, they have, you know, you can shoot 4K with the Note 10, S10, but somehow it isn't as good as the iPhone. So that's something I hope that Samsung improves.
Yeah, I hope they fix that too. Yeah.
Because when it comes to panning, right, there's always some sort of jittering.
Yeah.
It's always not as good as iPhone all the time. So
Yeah.
I hope that Samsung really improves this in the S20 series.
Yeah, camera. In terms of cameras, yes, the capability is better, but when it comes to video, there's some like quality, fluidity that's better on the iPhone. Aside from that, the editing is also better, lah. And then you can take it and drop it in your iPad, and then you can
edit from there.
Yeah. So if if that's kind of like your workflow, you use your phone for working and all that, maybe the iPhone is better. I don't know. We haven't tried the editing software on the S20 yet, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't expect it to be leaps and bounds from what is available right now, because during the Unpack event, they really didn't talk about other things. They didn't talk about editing. They didn't talk about much actually. I thought Unpack was like a mess, to be honest. I can't even remember what were the key takeaways. We forgot to mention about the selfie cameras.
Oh,
Can
selfie
you
cameras.
elaborate on that, please?
Alright, so on the S20 and S20 Plus, you still get a 10 megapixel camera, similar to the Note 10. You can shoot 4K videos with the front camera, but the S20 Ultra comes with a 40 megapixel camera on the front. 40 megapixel. You also can shoot 4K as well. That's massive, 40 megapixel.
I don't know. I don't use selfies, so. But if you do, 40 megapixel, yo.
Yeah, the single take is awesome for the selfies. Like it's like it's like recording a short video.
Yeah.
You can do multiple poses in one shot.
What is this thing about single take? Right? Usually when you want to take group photos or whatever, right? When you have one moment, like blowing a candle, right? And you have to decide whether, should I use boomerang or should I use this or that or whatever. But you only have one moment. You cannot like
Go again.
Yeah, burn the candle again and light the candle, burn the candle, light the candle again and
record one.
and record another one. So single take is really good. Space zoom is really good. If you guys have the chance, please go to the Samsung stores and try it out for yourself. I'm pretty impressed. I don't like the colors are not great. I don't like that there's no storage. I don't care whether it has 5G or not. Now the question to me, would I get it? Yeah, of course I would get I'm definitely going to get the S20, and it's going to be the S20 Ultra, and it's going to be in grey. Did we talk about the 8K video?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so I think we pretty much covered everything with regards to the Galaxy S20. As always, guys, if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, we would love to listen to what you have to say. We love making the show, so let us know how we can make it better. And we are also available on podcasts on all of your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Anchor, whatever. We're there except for Apple Podcasts soon, okay? Coming soon. But I think you listen to Spotify more, so catch us on Spotify. Search for Surgeon Zhao and LTA will be there. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Any closing notes or whatever with regards to the S20?
Awesome screen, awesome camera, long lasting. Okay, battery life, I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And this is me, Amin.
This is Alex.
And that's LTA. Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.